The volcano from an Iceman, they come to take over the rap game like the white man. Hiller than Hitler, photobombing me out, whole red bomb missile. Watch me do it like the Pointer Sisters. Slip arsenic in your corn liquor. Some bigger L's than that Aubrey nigga. From Pappy Mays in the past, the Mays in the church is vacant. I'm preaching with Bobby, trapped in the basement. I'm laughing, just imagine the sleepy beauty.
No.
Alright, we back. We're gonna start off with Jam and the hate, man, because the hate was just too genuine, it was too organic. You said you give it a 4 out of 10?
Yeah, I give it a 4 out of 10.
What did I miss?
Don't ever travel to Toronto, but
because I don't hate the album, and it's got some cool production. It's got a few joints on there that I think is cool. I like the song he did with Future, which is ironically called "Run to Atlanta." Oh man. But yeah, it was too redundant for me, man. Like, and it made me feel drained after listening to it. It wasn't hard for me to sit through it. It's just I felt like, you know how when you talking to your homeboy and he got problems and he's like loading your problems onto you.
Yeah.
Trying to help him, but you just be like, man, dang, that's crazy. That's the way this album made me feel. That's the way it made me feel. I like some of them videos though.
Yeah, those visuals are dope.
Yeah.
What you give it, Gov? I know you gave it a 2.
Yeah, I gave it a 2 out of 10. That was only after one listen though, and I'll admit that. And I didn't sit with it like I normally would if I hear something, you know what I mean? So that could explain some of the bias with that. But the reason why, because, you know, I felt like a lot of the beats was not the beats, but it felt uninspired. You know what I mean? Like it was more like a vent session in ways. You know what I mean? But that could have been an inspiration. But that's kind of the take that I got back from it. Like I didn't really get much from it. You know what I mean?
Did Drake come off to y'all like? I'm gonna save. I'm gonna let Skills get his thing off. Skills. All right, we got 4 out of 10.
Yes, sir.
That's a hater's rank. Then you got 2 out of 10. That's definitely a hater's rank. So what do you rate the album, man?
7. I give it a 7.5 for real. I think that he wasn't trying to make. I don't think his main focus was making an enjoyable album. I think he was trying to point. I think he had a point to prove. You feel me? And I think that it was more so like, this is my response. This shit ain't over. He does sound bitter. He did sound very emotional. It definitely much so was like a therapy session, which is kind of weird to still be dissing niggas while you suing them. You know what I mean? But
yeah. But he said he's not dissing the rapper. He's dissing the industry.
Well, then that nigga told a lie. I think he's dissing both. He clearly dissing both. But I give it a 7.5. There's moments on the album where he's just rapping his ass off. You know what I mean? Like, and he sounds inspired. And I feel like we haven't heard him that inspired in a very long time. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's something when you know what I mean? Like Nipsey Hussle said it best on I Don't Stress Out, right? It's a song called I Don't Stress by Nipsey Hussle. And he said, back against the wall, bring the best out, niggas. You feel me? Like when you're back against the walls, when you find out who you are, you know what I mean? I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to that effect 2 times on that song. But I think that he was very much so inspired. I feel like he had something to get off his chest. He was trying to prove a point. You feel me? Like I can give you radio songs, I can do whatever I want to, but y'all gonna hear me out. You feel me? Like just because y'all think it's over or y'all, he was on a mission, y'all. And there was points on the album where he was going crazy lyrically. Yeah, because the double entendres and stuff was just out of this world. And I'm gonna go on a limb and say that his rapping was better on this album than Kendrick was on GNX, hands down. I agree. I mean, how crazy can you go on those type of beats? That's true. And that's one of the reasons why I can't stand
those type of beats from the Bay because, as you know, if you're a person who like to cram his bars in, or you're metaphor, you know, you like to use metaphors, double entendres and stuff, that's a very tricky task, you know. Bizzle.
Yes, sir.
What you think, man? We got 7 out of 10. That's a
I'm
fair.
gonna stop you while you're at it. That's a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
I'm gonna stop you while you're at it.
Oh no, this nigga wildin'.
I'm just gonna stop you while you're at it, man. That's a 10 out of 10. Drake knew what he was doing. That album's greatest of all time, GOAT status. Look, Skill's already shaking his head. Gov said, wow, I'm having the reactions right now. You guys gonna crucify me. But that is a 10 out of 10. I'm not even trying to troll this podcast. You guys know I like trolling, coming out topic. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. So before you guys say he's young, ignorant, he's stupid, I see some of the comments and look, it's a 10 out of 10. You guys can debate me on it. You can fight me on it. You know what I mean? You could diss me about it. I'm with Drake.
Yo, Illmatic is boring, but this shit not.
See, I see skills. I see it on your face.
I don't got this album being boring, man.
That, right? Look. Illmatic, I've said this in the past. You guys can look back in the past videos. Illmatic has its good moments. It's not for me. Sonically, lyrically, I'm never saying Nas lyrically doesn't deliver, right? I'm off the whim. I'll say some of Nas' newer albums I find more intriguing because of the beat selection than his past albums, right? He just didn't have the best beat selection in his past albums. I can kind of like fall asleep to it. Like, okay, you saying something, but the music is not really hitting me that much. You know what I mean? Some people like it. Some people don't.
I'm gonna just quote. You know, y'all know Briz Rothstein, the battle rapper from North Carolina.
I heard of the name.
Yeah.
Yo, he battled somebody named Loso, right? He told him, "Yeah, the Bible's a classic, but it's no Illmatic." I'm gonna just leave it there. All right.
Blasphemous.
Hey.
I'm gonna just leave it there.
Hey.
But I ain't gonna lie though. Listen, y'all gonna hate me for this. Bizzle makes a point. I really did not like Illmatic until about 6-7 years ago. Because I liked it. It was written better.
I liked it was written, yeah.
It was sonically pleasing to me, and it fit Nas' bars, and it made him more universal. Illmatic just had a whole bunch of boom bap, and that's what makes. I'm not saying that Jam's a hypocrite, but Illmatic was redundant. It kept repeating itself. Same story.
Good way.
I'm sorry.
The same story.
That's the first ever super producer album in hip hop history. I think
Drake did it in a good way, sonically.
That's the first ever super producer album in hip hop history.
I got
you. Every other album had one person doing all the beats. Nas got the first ever super producer album.
That doesn't have. I mean, that don't make a difference. The fact that it wasn't sonically pleasing.
The only beat I don't like is Life's a Bitch on there. I thought that beat was terrible, and I thought it was too commercial for the project. It don't fit the project.
My goodness, that's the best
commercial. That beat is mad commercial, y'all. That beat is OD commercial.
Oh my!
That's one of the littiest joints on there.
Thank you.
Oh,
sorry,
and AZ,
he bugging.
He introduced AZ with that.
Niggas know how I feel about AZ. I'm not even going there. It's well documented how I feel about AZ, so I'm not even going there.
Now you got to go there, man. When the time is right, you know our time is short.
I prefer Cormega, yo. I think AZ can rap, but I feel like he used the same flow on every song, and I feel like Cormega's a better storyteller, and I feel like he make you feel what he says more. I think that AZ rap, and I feel like Cormega takes you to where he's at when he tells a story. Yo, I prefer listening to Cormega.
Yeah, I'm different. I differ. I don't like Cormega. I respect him, but I don't like the fact that he's off beat. I don't like the fact that they try to compare him like he's nicer than Nas. Like, oh, there was a debate. Who's better? It's not even close. P from Mobb Deep, R.I.P. You can make at one point in time in hip hop, yeah, you know, who's better, him or Nas. But for Cormega to be in the conversation, hell no. I actually like Nature better than Cormega. But that's me.
Oh, that's crazy. That's like liking Dragon more than DMX.
No, sir. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But I think we got like about 5 minutes left, man.
That's like liking Magoo better than Pusha T. Rest in peace, Magoo, yo. But I'm just saying,
Magoo is in the top 10 versus rappers of all time, man. We gotta stop. We gotta stop this.
Where's Bizzle?
Right here.
I want to hear his opinion on why he gave Iceman a perfect album.
Yeah.
Been perfect to him.
Look, I knew I was gonna get the reactions already. I was prepared for this.
I just want to hear. I gotta hear it.
Look, okay. For me, these days, right? I'm gonna pit it an example we all can understand, right? You ever been anticipated for a game or a movie, right? And during a year, there's so many movie and game releases out. You don't really pay attention to you like it, right? But it's that specific game, that specific movie you've been waiting for. Something like GTA, right? Be like, oh, man, I gotta listen to this. I gotta see this, right? The story, the death, what's gonna happen, right? It may not even be that good, but just the build up to the whole album, everything, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like Drake's downfall, like quote unquote, everything with allegations, his beef, everything that's been happening to Drake, making him to the top artist in the industry, all the way down to the underdog, has made this album even more better. And in my opinion, lyrically and sonically, he delivered on that anticipation everybody was. So some people know, some people was like, oh, this is a disappointment. We waited this long. But for me, sonically, lyrically, the hype, he lived up to all three of those elements. And really, I'm satisfied with the product. You know what I mean? So I didn't leave listening to this album like I left the movie theaters last week watching Mortal Kombat. 100% disappointed. Like, what the hell did I just watch, right? I left this album like, you know what? I could talk to Skills and say 100% this is better than the Illmatic, right?
Sonically, it is.
Go to Skills.
Sonically is better than Illmatic. Hands down.
No,
it's no debate.
We can't say that.
It's no debate. It's sonically better than Illmatic. Illmatic is probably one of the top 10 displeasing sonically albums sonically to me. Real talk.
Like,
that just means that you got a preference against a certain type of production, yo.
That's not true.
That means you got a preference against a certain type.
Because I
got crazy.
I love Infamous. I love Infamous.
It ain't hard to tell. It's crazy. New York State of Mind is crazy.
I love Infamous.
Is crazy. Memory Lane is crazy.
I love Infamous. You can't make that statement because I love Infamous.
I can make that statement. Havoc and Q-Tip produced that. I'm talking about Pete Rock. I'm talking about Premier. I'm talking about a certain type of production. Those Illmatic is boom bap, but Illmatic does not have the dark sound that the Infamous has.
Yeah,
they two very different albums.
Okay,
they don't feel pretty like a Wu-Tang album either.
And I love the Wu-Tang album. Some people can say that was sonically displeasing or a certain acquired taste.
I mean, they were. Wu-Tang was sonically displeasing. Illmatic was actually a good sounding album. It wasn't great. It wasn't up there with the Chronic, but I wouldn't say it was pleasing either.
Yeah, like I said, it took me a while to acknowledge Illmatic. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? It took me a while. But
so you ain't like the beat for the world is yours, all one love, or none of that.
I like who world is this? It was okay, man. I mean,
I would say that's a classic, 100%. That's a classic, but see, that's for me. If I want to give Illmatic a 10 out of 10 or
I can divide.
He has to have more than 3 songs on that album that I'm just like, okay, you know what? I really mess with, right? I'm not really picky, right? If you got more than 3 songs on that album, right, I can mess with. I'm like, okay, cool, right?
That's the problem right there, yo. This generation is used to albums where only 3 of them shits are good.
Oh,
yeah. You know how mad niggas used to be when you used to have to buy albums and you bought the album and only 3 out of 12 songs was fire?
I'm being fair
y'all niggas
right?
is used to and okay with mediocrity. That
I'm
shit
being
is
fair with
crazy.
his skills because some people would say one song. If one song or two songs are bad, right? That's it. I'm
It
giving
depends
out.
on the
I'm saying
math, though.
three.
It depends on the math. If you make a 7-song project and 3 is good, that's almost half. But if you make an 18-song project and only 4 is good, then it's a failure. You get what I'm saying? And music is very subjective. Just because Illmatic is not cool to me, like on the level it was written or Stillmatic, doesn't mean I don't like Nas music. That
saying
particular
Stillmatic
project
is
is
better
not for
than
me.
Illmatic?
Huh?
Are you saying Stillmatic is better than Illmatic?
Yes.
I can't have this
Sonically,
conversation, yo.
listen. Sonically and lyrically is more pleasing to me. Illmatic lyrically is pleasing to me. If you was to take Nas lyrics and put it on another production, right?
Yeah.
It would be a lot better.
Yeah. A lot of people have done that actually on TikTok, YouTube. They'll put it on a lo-fi type beat. They'll put it on a modern day type beat or just any beat, right? It's really the sound quality of the album is, it doesn't really bother me, you know what I mean? Because that's what you expect from in that era. But really, it's just sonically, I think Nas was still finding himself sonically, right?
Yeah.
Lyrically, he was still developing, but he was in his bag, right? No one's questioning that. But sonically, he was still finding his sound, right? It was written proves that. It was written, he was finding a more commercial sound and he was kind of balancing the two out, right? But Illmatic was really for his hardcore Nas fans, people that was like buying his tapes before anyone knew who Nas was in the mainstream. So
and to be fair, a lot of his stuff got leaked out first. You know what I'm saying? That hindered record sales and stuff. No one is doubting Nas. Nas took it back to a young youth in Queensbridge, New York. It took me there. He did justice. It was just that sonically it was just displeasing. Yeah. It's just like it could be worse. It could have been sonically pleasing and the lyrics could have been trash. You get a lot of that now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You get sonically pleasing albums with trash lyrics.
Hey, Skills can't believe it. You know what? Look, I tell you this, right? Jamawan album came out a couple months ago. I still listen to that album till this day.
I do too. Jam got a 10 out of 10 album.
I listen to this album till this
and
day.
So did the Iceman.
Pleasing.
So did the Iceman. God damn. So did the Iceman, man.
So the Iceman didn't do it for you, Skills? Why?
I gave it a 7, Lord.
Okay, but why not 10 out of 10?
7 is a good solid. That's actually a pretty good score.
No, he said 7, 7.5.
Okay, fair
Strong
enough.
7, like 7.5.
We gotta give it an 8 on
because he's crying on the whole album. Oh my God, J. Cole won't call me back. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Nigga. Gas, you know how gas is right now? I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. Man, you crying the whole album about that, bro.
Wait.
But you were just saying he went off on the album, though.
Yes, he went off. He went off bar for bar, yo. But that don't mean I'm trying to hear that, bro. History is written by the winners, bro. I'm not trying to hear the angry, you feel me, the disgruntled nigga who just lost the war cry about that shit. I'm not trying to hear that, bro.
I mean, Drake's been a winner for a decade and a half now. So, I mean, if we're talking about winners and, history rewards winners, I mean, Drake will be one of the main ones. Kendrick, I mean, yeah, he had his little win over the beef, but it's like y'all forgot where this man Drake came from. The album
that wasn't a little win, bro. He basically did what Jay-Z did to Prodigy when he put Prodigy on the Summer Jam screen with the Michael Jackson shit on. That's basically what Kendrick did to Drake at the Super Bowl.
We're going far away from the project. We didn't even get into the diss bars when he was talking about Kendrick in the first song. I mean, his bars was dismantling Kendrick. Go back to it. And then he said something about Dr. Dre. He said, y'all called me a PDF file, but he said, take what he said, take the K. He said, take the K or something out of Drake.
That song not on the album, though.
You know what I'm saying?
That song where he said that was the joint that got leaked the day before the album came out. Where he said that I would be in the pen if Drake, that whole AK line, if you take the AK out of Drake, then he would be in jail.
Yeah. So I mean, he again, bars phenomenal. To me, he outbarred J. Cole. As far as J. Cole Fall Off Project, he outbarred J. Cole. He outbarred Kendrick for sure.
I gotta agree with it. Yeah.
He outbarred him. Let's get it, man. Get that man his flowers, man. Now, I mean, did Kendrick live rent free in his head? Yes, he did, and that probably hindered the project because I didn't want to keep hearing about what Pusha T did, the memorabilia that he got from the Neptunes. I didn't want to hear about that. 1 or 2 songs good. I don't want to hear about Khaled and Rick Ross, and the Ada Ross line was dope. But I didn't want to hear that. I want to hear more about what you're going through. Like when one of the most stood out bars is his father's dying from cancer. You know what I'm saying? Get well. Yeah. But that stood out because that was personal. You get what I'm saying?
Did you hear the bar he said about one of his OVO?
Got the chain,
sold his chain and said that he got robbed.
Yeah.
I wonder what that was about.
But see, that's stuff that we needed more on the album. But by Kendrick living rent free in his head, for crying out loud, he called Kendrick the Reaper. That's what he said. He said I was battling the Reaper. You feel me?
What do you mean?
He's the Grim Reaper. That's what he called Kendrick.
Oh shoot!
Was he trying to say Kendrick killing hip hop or something?
I don't know. You know how Drake is double entendre, man. Mr. Double Triple Entendre. I got it as he was battling in an uphill battle with popularity. Right. For once in Drake's life, he was not the most popular. He wasn't the most popular rapper in the battle.
Yeah.
You know,
just a different side for him.
Yeah,
a totally different side for him.
But I'm glad he got that out, man. So I'm interested to see what he do next. Hopefully, the same thing the producers suffer from, rappers suffer from it too. They build a
out the game.
A little bit.
You still here? What, it halfway cut off?
No, I'm still in.
No, it's frozen.
Oh, okay.
Yo, 10 out of 10 is crazy, yo. I respect your opinion, though, Quan.
What did I give it? An 8 what did I give it? An 8 or 9?
I'm in disbelief.
I can't remember.
You gave it an 8.
I thought you said an 8. Yeah,
I'm giving it an 8.5 now.
Okay.
It's an 8.5.
Yeah, I remember Quan didn't like that. What was it? For Your Dogs or something? Which one was that?
For All the Dogs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you gave him like a 1 or a 2.
Now he jumped on the Iceman bandwagon, right?
No, it's not the Iceman bandwagon. It's just, look, me personally, I never really been such a big fan of Drake. I'm more of a Kendrick guy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm more of a Kendrick guy if you ask me. However, I'll have to give props where props is due. You know what I mean? I gotta be honest, right?
Oh my God!
And I'm not just being on the bandwagon because I actually do like the G Next album too, right? But I would give that G Next album 6 out of 10. This album right here,
I think that's very generous.
He could have did without 21 Savage, yo. I scratch that song out too. I didn't like that song.
He was trying to prove a point.
Laziest hook.
He was trying to prove a point. They said I run to Atlanta. Okay, all right. Not only do I run to Atlanta, but I run with who run Atlanta. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was trying to prove.
I ran from that song. 21 Savage, man, trash, yo. He could, and that's the thing though. This woman get props to Kendrick. It backfired them. It backfired on him when he put regional rappers on GNX. We didn't know who they were, and they weren't that good, right? Drake should have did the same thing with the 6. He should have got rappers from Toronto and put them on. I think that would have been dope.
Did he ever put anybody from Toronto on outside of?
I'm not sure.
What's his name?
I mean, he put The Weeknd on, but The Weeknd isn't a rapper.
Yeah, we're talking about rappers. Yeah. But I'm shocked that you like Isaiah Rashad album better than the Iceman jam. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I haven't heard the album, so I don't know.
Yeah, I got listened to
That
the
album only
I
got
gotta
2
listen to
songs
it.
on it that I like. Yeah,
you heard it.
yeah, I listened to the whole joint when it came out. Only like 2 songs on it.
Yeah, I guess I'll take your word for it, Jam.
I like it because it's like alternative. It sounds like alternative rock. It was different.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we classify that as underground hip hop?
Not really. I mean,
No,
rapping on it, but it's more like it was more like a rock, like a pop rock kind of hip hop hybrid.
Yeah, we need to talk about that next week, man. Like far as sonically, what what qualifies as hip hop?
Hmm.
Far as sonically, if somebody's doing a Kid Rock type thing, rapping over rock and roll, do we consider that hip hop? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can I say something though? I feel like I always thought, to this day, right? I've always thought like hip hop as purest form, like kind of boom bap, is kind of like will always be the original type of like hip hop, right?
Great
Like,
beats.
yeah.
Great
Like
beats.
if someone that didn't know anything about hip hop asked me like what was the original hip hop, I would probably send them to like 80s, 90s, and stop at that kind of.
Or
To
the
me,
80s. Superman fell out of space.
yeah,
Yeah, but see, that's proof the change, the style stayed so much. You know what I mean? Like hip hop has grown to be, it has taken so much sounds on, like so many different ones. Because it's not like hip hop started off with bands that made the music. Hip hop was sampling. You know what I mean? Off the break, so it's got that. As a result, it has the ability to be so wide ranging. You got people using folk music samples, all type of samples have been used. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
But I love it though. I love
yeah,
it
me too.
because you're giving the range of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yep. Mhm.
You know
You know?
what I learned today about the original cadence hip hop?
oh,
The
Yeah.
cadence of came from DJs. Like those urban radio DJs used to talk like that on the
Yeah.
radio to match what the DJ was doing. That's why those urban
right.
DJs used to rap like that. They were trying to sound like radio guys. I
Gotcha.
didn't know.
Don't push me because I'm close to the
The
edge.
edge.
I'm trying not to lose my
Lose
head.
my head.
I kick the dog.
Like the jungle
Kick the cat
sometimes.
out.
Makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
You know, it's funny. I pull up like an old song. What was it? That Melly Mel, one of them jokes, and it was like the one that had the video, like for the video or for the movie.
Yeah, the message.
Yeah, and I
He was beefing
listening
with
to it, I'm
M,
like, yeah,
wasn't
he's
he?
spitting on there, huh?
Yeah.
He said he was better than Eminem.
Oh, Melly Mel.
And Melly Mel actually believes that. He does think that.
He is better than Eminem.
Yeah, he can believe that all he want.
He apologized though.
He should.
Broken glass everywhere.
People learn like they just don't care.
But it's pen. You can tell he
Started in the park.
had a pen though. And a lot of the old early rap, they had a pen. They had a solid pen. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's missing a lot from the game now. A lot of these people, they just want to freestyle their songs. You know what I mean? Instead of just take the time to write.
God, I think they should bring that style back, y'all. What y'all think? Real talk.
Yeah, I agree.
Should they bring that style back? No, I'm talking about the 80s sound, like the They should bring that back, bro.
That's better than maybe they should bring that shit back. It's better than that shit. You feel me? Like, onomatopoeia rap and shit. Yeah, bro. Might as well.
I also agree with Gov on the whole. Like, I think we should bring back the art of taking your time and writing your music to get more. Because I'm not a lot of people after after the whole punching system was into rap and the whole people seeing Jay-Z and Lil Wayne doing their freestyle thing and punching in, a lot of people kind of got lazy with the writing. Why
Which
write?
I blame you for that with me. Because when I was building with
That
skills.
don't blame me for that.
Nah,
No,
when I was building with
don't
skills,
blame.
man, I had to adapt back to like going through a whole 16
Don't-
straight or 1 or 2 takes or whatever.
Look, I
I'll-
never told him
I'll say,
I was a producer.
Cat, dog, Qualite, stop right there. Stop right there.
No, look, I never
Punch you
told
right
him I
after
was a
that.
producer. I'm just brought up on a whole punching type thing, right? So
Yeah.
I started just punching in, right? So when I kind of, if I'm on FL Studio or anything and I'm producing or doing something for somebody that's doing one takes and they got to start all over and do the same verse over and over again, I get kind of annoyed. I'm like, man, just punch in, take your time, do the other verse, punch in. He's like, no, again. I'm like,
But
you
I'm gonna
did
say
that
this.
same
tell him-
part, that same
but
verse
Gov,
at
tell
least
him about-
30
this is the
times.
difference between.
Tell them about them
I was
50
tired.
round drills, man, in the basement.
Yeah, that's what we do. We did the
Yeah.
same thing.
But I'm like, because again, for me, I came up in the era of just punching in. So when someone's doing that, I'm not kind of used to that. I get a little annoyed. I'm like, man, you did that
Yeah.
verse
All
50
but hold
times
on.
over.
Hold on. Progress is a process. We can't rush. We don't want. We can't rush the process, bro. You feel me? Either we gonna do it or we not. But see, that's the difference in our eras. You feel me? Like we are close in age, but I came outside towards the end of when people were still battling. People were still ciphering. Like it was a rite of passage. It wasn't no. Oh, I battled. Like I had to battle. You get what I'm saying? I had to cipher. I had to do shit like that. I had to do the out the trunk type of shit because I came outside towards the end of that. But my point being is, I was taught to never do anything in the booth that you cannot or will not do on stage. You know what I'm saying? I can't punch in on stage, bro. You know what I mean? Because it's different in real time. So whatever I do in the booth, like it has to match, bro. I understand punching in. Like if you messed up a word or something like that, then okay. But I prefer, and Adam L can attest to that. I will redo a verse however many times I feel like until I did the right take. You know what I mean? Because I don't do anything in the booth that I can't do on stage, bro. It's because a lot of this is mental, what they call it, muscle memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, muscle memory.
So it's just
mental
being
stamina,
consistent in both areas. You feel me? And just carrying that consistency and that ethic in the booth to the stage.
Yeah, I appreciate the experiences on both halves, but it did spoil me. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to retrain my thought process. You get me? And I understand because Bizzle is like he's new at this. So unlike Gov or you or Jam, you know, by me being a perfectionist, I'm like, yo, that was off. Let's do another take. Keep that one. Let's do the other one. I didn't did. Gov can contest.
I do the same. I've done the
50
same.
times for one bar. 16 bars, 50 times.
Hey, maybe it's probably a little. Maybe it's a little annoying for me because I know my pops, and I'll be like, "Well, just come home from work." He was like, "Now do it over again. Now do it over again." He'll mess up on one letter. I'll now do it over again, and I'll be looking at him like,
"Come on, man."
like you can't be serious right now.
I didn't tested the best of it, man. I didn't tested Gov patience. He one of the most patient people I know. And I know with Gov, when he's looking at the computer screen too much and all you see is like a glare in his glasses, and he like, that was good, yo. That was good. Easy. I'm like, nah, man, do it again.
But you know what the thing is, though? Because here's the funny thing about it. As the engineer, sometimes you be like, all right, that sounds good. But here's the thing. As a person that records it, too, sometimes I got to put myself back in them shoes as the engineer. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's that feeling aspect. You don't feel like it felt right.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you don't feel it, it don't feel, I got to do that again. That's not quite, it's not quite where I need to be. My voice ain't where I want it. It's not quite there. Like, no, it sounds good. Yeah, it's good enough what you think, but you know what I mean? I know what you're saying.
And every artist has a different mental exercise. Like mine, I'm gonna put my vulnerability out there. Y'all too cool to do that. So I understand. So I ain't gonna let y'all don't have to do it. I understand y'all cool panel. You know what I'm saying? My insecurity is, if anyone noticed, Gov, you probably noticed more because you work with me longer. that first time the song is played, my first 16, my first try, is the strongest one. But then it'd be just one word or something thrown off, like, damn, start it over. By the time the third time goes, I'm like, my mind is like, yo, let's go back toward it. It ain't your night tonight. That's what you got to fight through it.
You gotta fight.
You know, you got to fight through it. But that first take is the strongest one because I'm amped up, I'm hyped. You know, I think I be thinking too much. Like when I'm rhyming, I'm thinking of so many things, man, and trying to keep up with the words and the delivery and stuff like that. Why told me this a long time ago. He said, yo, memorize your verse. He said, before you step in the booth, you should know your verse.
Yeah.